Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron and I am a certified Zentangle teacher. And I'm happy to be here today. We're doing Inktober Tangles. It's day 7. And day 7 features a tangle called Rambles. Now, Rambles for me, even as a CZT, sometimes there are tangles that are a bit of a challenge for me still. So, Rambles is one of those. So, we're going to work through this together. And I thought I would pair this with our Tangle of the Week, which we're on week number 34. And I've chosen Vitruvious. All right, so for this project, we'll need a white tile, a black pen, a number 2 pencil, and a tortillon. And I do have some metallic gel pens. I'm using my favorite Altitude in blue, violet, kind of the rose color, and the green color. All right, and you'll also need something to draw a circle with. Okay, let's get started. So we're just going to draw a circle. This is about, oh gosh, it's about probably 3 inches in diameter. And I'm just going to lightly draw that in there because the circle's not super important, but it's kind of a guide for us. And then I am going to go ahead and mine's not centered, and that's okay. It's just a guide. We're going to start in with the rambles. And rambles, I'm doing that in around, it's kind of ribbon-like. Um, when we do it this way, we're just going to go in with, gosh, kind of like a squiggle all the way around. And we're going to meet up there. So we went all the way around our circle just as a squiggle there. And then comes the fun part. I'm going to kind of start up in this corner here. And for me, you can start at any one of them, but I'm starting on in a corner. So pick a corner. For me, I like to come down to form the ribbon shapes on the bottom here rather than coming in on the top. So you could come in this way, but I'm actually going to go this way. So I'm just going to follow this line a little bit, come off of that aura, that shape, and come back to our original line. And I'm actually just going to work our way around for all of these inside areas. And this is just how I do it because, like I said, Rambles has been a bit of a challenge for me. And it was one of those that I really like it. And it was one of the first tangles years and years ago that I attempted to learn. And um, I don't know why it was a challenge for me, but it just was. All right, so we're already back around. I just want to make sure I got all of them, and I did. And then we're back where we started. And from there, I'm going to go working on the outside now. I'm just going to kind of follow that down like that. So we're kind of doing the opposite of what we did before. So for me, I don't know why, but this is how um Rambles kind of works for me in my mind. But we get these really nice squiggle shapes, and you can kind of see this ribbon effect forming. I'm just working my way around the outside, and I think I'm already all the way around. So we have this really lovely ribbon. Um, and once we have our ribbon, we can put something inside. So this is Rambles. And before I add color to it, I'm going to go in and put just a little bouquet of the Vitruvious in the center. So Vitruvious is simply starting with these circles, and they can be different shapes, sizes, excuse me. It's a long day, actually. Um, so I'm going to make different sized ones, and I'm just doing this in the black ink, and then I'm going to go in with a gel pen. And we could go out one more layer here, or as many rows as you'd like. You rotate around. So I'm just starting with my circles here. And Vitruvious is really simple. It's circles and squares. Maybe do another. It's going to tuck that one kind of behind there. All right, I think I have almost enough. I'll put one more in here. So I have the beginning of our Vitruvious, and I'm going to switch now to a gel pen. I was thinking of using a pink one, but this is kind of rose colored. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to start with the largest one. So we have our initial circle, and then we're going to go in with a square. And then we're going to go in with another circle, a smaller one here. And then we're going to go in with another square, and I've kind of rotated a little like that. And you can keep going to make them smaller if you'd like. But sometimes it gets a little bit too small and then it gets kind of crowded. So it's just alternating the circles and the squares, and you get this cute little, almost like flower or rosebud type of effect. So that one I went smaller, and I think I will go a little smaller on this. This was our largest. And you can do this with your black pen if you'd like. It looks really nice either way. But it does get small towards the center if you keep going. So always alternating your circles and your squares. And I also rotate my squares here. So if I was going this way first, then I go make that diamond shape in the center. So I'm filling in from large circles to the small ones. And here's my kind of wonky shaped one here. That's okay. We can make it work. It goes pretty quickly. All right. And once you have enough of the Vitruvious, I thought we'd just draw in some kind of random leaf shapes. And before we do that, I actually want to fill in ink in these little spaces in between the circles. So just going back in and inking those in just to give it a little more depth. All right, got that kind of filled in. And then I'm just gonna kind of put in some random leaves. Um, just making these kind of leaf shapes. And where I meet my rambles, I pick up my pen and kind of travel over to the other side and finish that way. And we can go in with some stripes there. So you can fill your leaves in randomly. There's just no rule per se as to how many you would need. But I'm just trying to create like a flower type of theme here. So it's just a curved line, and then I'm just doing the mirror of that, the opposite of it. Trying to make it symmetrical. And I'm not really counting them, I'm just putting them where I think a leaf would look cool. We have four. Maybe I want to add one. Yeah, I'll add a couple more. Yeah, I think I can fit. This one's a little smaller, but leaves come in all different sizes, right? All right, so I have something that looks like that. I am now going to take my green and I am just going to, let's see, which one should I start with? I'm going to start with maybe this one. Let me pick the largest one actually. Which one's larger? This one. Okay, so I'm going to, with my green gel pen, I'm just going to add a little color, kind of alternating. I'm just doing an alternating. If you have different greens, you could alternate your greens, or you don't have to use green for leaves. You could use other colors because it is fall. So you could do whatever you'd like. Or you could use just shading instead. I am being consistent where it's the upper, I'm starting with the upper left. So I'm doing that. Let's see, this will be green. Let's just come in here with this one. Sometimes you have to make a little bit of a guess because the ribbon comes through here, the rambles. Just a reminder, when you're working with gel pen, as you can see, it does, well, maybe you can see it. It does take a little bit longer for the gel pen sometimes to dry. So just be careful not to touch it if at all possible. I think we have one left. So to me, when I'm just doing leaves and then I put in my lines, to me they're stripes, but I think it is similar to I think it's called jonquil. I'll double check when I write my description, but it's just alternating. And we're alternating kind of like how we do Knightsbridge, where it's kind of the kissing corners, where it's the next one is the one that's touching the corner. So if that helps a little bit. So, all right, so I've got the leaves in the green. And then I'm going to come in with, let's see, I'm going to go in, I think this is the lighter blue. And I'm going to go in, again, being careful because it's still kind of wet. Now I'm going to start in with my ribbon. Um, so I'm working with these coming in here, leaving a bit of a white space, just a little bit. if you don't have the gel pens, you could absolutely use colored pencil. I almost went with colored pencils today. But at the last minute, I grabbed these just because these are my favorite. And I haven't used them in a while. So I thought, why not? And I'm using blue and violet, but as I'm doing this, I think actually the gold and the copper would have looked really nice too. So you can make this whatever colors you would like. Totally your choice. Or you can just go in totally with shading. So there's something really awesome about doing these with the pencil and just getting that shading in. All right, so I went in with the light blue all the way around. And then I've got the violet. Um, just pick one to start. So the violet is very bluish. To me, it's more bluish, but it is a violet. Again, I'm just kind of adding a shiny spot there, leaving it white. Being super careful not to touch any of it. All right, made it all the way around. And then we could take our pencil and do a little bit of shading if you'd like. So we can shade a little bit around our Vitruvious. Again, I'm being really careful because the gel pen in places can still be a little wet. And then we can add a little bit of shading along our rambles. I'm doing this on the inside, but we can also add some on the outside as well. So you have options inside, outside, or both. We might as well just do both. Or I'll do both, and then you can decide what what you would like to do once you see it. I'm just going to add it around outside. And I did get a little bit of the gel pen on me somehow. So it happens. Let's start with that with our tortillon. And I'm first going to work my way gently around the Vitruvious. All right. And then we'll go on the inside of our rambles. And I still see some areas are a little bit taking a little longer to dry. So I think that's kind of because we had a lot of rain today. And the air is kind of damp here. Maybe tomorrow will dry out some, but today it was very rainy in the morning. All right. And then we're going to go around on the outside, just a gentle back and forth. And then the last places to add a little bit of shading is going to be around our leaves. Save that for last because those are kind of underneath. And then take our tortillon and blend the ooze out. And I think we're all the way around and nicely blended out. So we have our Rambles ribbon for our Inktober tangles. That's day 7 because it's October 7th. And then I also have our Tangle of the week. I'm a little behind on that, so it's week 34. And that's the Vitruvious, like a little bouquet of the Vitruvious with some leaves thrown in. So that's cute, a little bouquet there. Um, so yeah, I like to do Rambles as a ribbon. That's what works best for me. And it has taken me lots of practice to learn this tangle. There's just tangles that sometimes I pick up really quickly, and then there's other tangles that just take me a little bit longer to learn. And that's just, I don't know, for me, that's just how it is. But the more I practice, the better, the easier it gets. And I probably learn more from the ones that take me a little longer, actually. So yeah, hang in there, give it a go. See how you like them. Let me know if you use different colors because the Rambles would look good in a variety of colors, especially as a ribbon type of tangle. All right, I'm going to put my initials in here and maybe I will put them in here. They just fit in there. Yay. And then I'm going to gently turn this over because I still have some areas that are not quite dry yet. So yeah, it's just it's a lot of dampness in the air today. All right. Let's just put that flat and try not to smear it. Put my name. This is our 2025 Inktober Tangles. It's number 7. We have Rambles, Rambles. And so this is number 7. And our Tangle of the week, we're on number 34, I believe. And that is Vitruvious. So it's spelled Vitru, Vitruvious. And both are actually by Zentangle. So I'm just going to put Zentangle headquarters, Zentangle HQ. So Rambles for our October day 7 and Vitruvious for our Tangle of the week 34. All right, so a 2-in-1. I love when that happens. Um, and we have a cute little bouquet. All right. Thank you for joining me. I will be back on the 8th tomorrow with our next one, which is something really different that I've never seen before. And I'm gonna take a stab at how to pronounce it. Cochombros. Cochombros. So we will learn that one together because that's brand new to me. All right. Thank you for joining and following along, and I will see you soon. Take care, and I love you guys. Bye.